Hello, my name is Naomi Craig, and I'm going to share my leadership story today. My personal leadership story starts when I was just a child. In addition to working a lot to support my family, both of my parents were alcoholics. This meant that my two sisters and I were home alone a lot. From as young as 4 years old, I remember being in charge of making something to eat for myself, getting up in time for school, and making sure I got to school on time. I was bullied through my school years for my family being poor, and I didn't fall into peer pressure, but I remained true to who I was and the values that were important to me. When I was in high school, I didn't have enough credits to graduate. Although I did get straight A's, I volunteered and I was a part of many different clubs and groups. There was no combination of classes that allowed me to graduate within a specific program. So I created a presentation and I met in front of my school's administration to convince them that leadership should be included as an option for high school students and graduation requirements. So in addition to starting a senior academic leadership class, activities like student council, student voice, and mentoring new students were all included in the leadership program. I attended an academic leadership camp, and I was the first student to graduate from my high school with a career path of leadership. I was then accepted to college for communications. I thought this would turn into journalism and sharing people's stories. It did not. One day, my second year, a boy in my class committed suicide. The teacher immediately came up to me and asked me if I could call his mother so that our radio station would be the first ones to break the story. I couldn't do it. It was against all of my morals and values and everything that I stood for. It was then that I decided that journalism probably wasn't the choice for me. College wasn't a complete loss. I loved debate, I loved marketing, and conflict management caught my attention and held the most value at that time. In my early 20s, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. This was a major life crucible. This experience taught me that life isn't fair. And when it's your time to go, it doesn't matter how old you are, how much money you have, or what you've accomplished in your life. Things that I never thought that I wanted suddenly became instant priorities. I wanted to see the world and meet different people. I wanted to help people and make the world a better place. I wanted children, and I wanted to build a family experience that was the opposite than what I had growing up. Mostly, I wanted to treat each day like a gift, because it was. There was a strong desire in me to help others, so they didn't have to go through the things that I did, and nobody would have to go through anything like that alone. This new passion for serving others did not necessarily pay my bills. Despite volunteering in the community, I had multiple jobs, I fell in love, got married, had those children that I wanted. And during this process, I felt like I lost myself. I was living for other people. I was serving my family and their needs, but I lost myself in the process. We went on several family vacations, traveling to different countries around the world. To name a few, we went to Mexico a few times, we went to China, and Thailand twice. But when we were in Thailand the second time, something inside me changed. There was a deep calling to stay there and serve the Thai people somehow. When I'm in Thailand, my heart just feels like it's at home. It's where I'm supposed to be. My husband actually felt the exact same way. And to have the highest success in Thailand, we needed to get decent jobs once we move over there. And ultimately, we want to become Thai citizens. So in order to do this, we needed to both complete a bachelor's degree. This is where I found Trinity Western University. They had a leadership program that was exactly in line with what I wanted to do. Leadership. And it was the first time that I had ever seen a post-secondary program in leadership. Initially, I thought I would learn about bossing people around and thought, hey, it might help me with, one or two things, but mostly it'll be easy. Actually, it was not easy, and what I gained was so much more. And I got to do it with my husband. I learned that real, true leadership is about knowing yourself better so you can inspire and motivate the people around you. Taking the BA of leadership changed my life as it forced me to dig deep within myself to discover who I really am and what motivates me. It also changed my marriage with my husband as his own self-awareness and leadership changed as well. I was then tasked with wanting to take all of this newfound knowledge that I had learned and help other people to be their best, which was exactly what I have felt called to do for my entire life. The next step was to take my TESOL course to be able to teach English in Thailand. That way I could secure a job as soon as I arrived there. I had already sold most of my family's belongings and was ready to move abroad, when suddenly our plans changed due to some issues with my husband's business. I was heartbroken, devastated. I thought that my leadership journey was over. My dreams were gone, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And this is when the feelings of doubt and feeling lost again started to creep back in. I felt like I had no purpose and I wasn't living up to my true potential. I also had feelings of failure and shame and telling people that all my grand plans were ruined and would never happen. In the months when I was feeling my lowest, I was reminded that my leadership journey and education don't end. I understood that right now I'm already making a difference in people's lives. I help my husband run his landscaping company by handling all the HR and daily operations. I volunteer and have organized many charity events with the Canadian Cancer Society and other non-for-profit events in my community. I advocate for my children who are both diagnosed with autism and have required so much support throughout their lives. And just being a parent to them has taught me so much in patience, love, and motivation. I realize that my leadership journey is far from over. I can still lead even if I'm not moving abroad. In fact, things happen for a reason. With the delay of our move came the decision to further my studies and apply for the master's program at Trinity again. So I had already completed the BA and now I was going to apply for the master's program. This was once like something that I never thought that I could do. I always felt like I was a failure or a disappointment or, because I came from a poor family, I would never be able to amount to much of anything. But here I am in the master's program at Trinity, and I continue to be self-aware and lead those around me with a service mindset. I'm working on myself every day, becoming a stronger person and a better leader in my business, in my home life with my family, and academically as well. I'm so excited to see where the remainder of my leadership journey takes me as I continue my master's degree before making my way overseas. My dreams are definitely not over. They were just put on hold for a little bit so I could complete other things in the process. I am motivating and inspiring the people around me now so that I can grow and they can grow with me before I move to lead on a larger scale. My leadership story is far from over, but I can't wait to see where it takes me. Thank you.